Dans Blues and Bullets pour la suite de nos aventures. Nous étions sur le chemin pour aller rencontrer notre cher ami. N'oublions pas que c'est le Black qui est venu nous chercher en nous montrant la balle que j'avais jetée. Quand je dis je parle bien sûr évidemment d'Elliot Ness. Que j'avais jeté il y a 20 ans au pied d'Al Capone et de son fils Vittorio.
How can you work in a place like this? You don't want to know where I worked before this, my good man.
Je te dis tout de suite, tu vas avoir du mal à nettoyer ton truc si tu fais si tu bosses avec un truc Swiffer.
Are you saying the law doesn't apply here? We're too high up, my good man. The law has always preferred to look down. You never had problems with the police? Oh, many a one, my good man. In fact, what I'm cleaning up is today's first problem.
Encore une fois, avec ton machin Swiffer, t'arriveras jamais à prendre une lavette. Hein. Edinburgh Japanese Garden. C'est joli. Hein. C'est d'autant plus joli qu'il faut pas oublier qu'on est sur un zeppelin, donc enfin, dans un zeppelin. Le roi du couteau. Enfin, des couteaux. The Amazing Carla. Qu'est-ce que tu fous là, mon gars? Je trouve que l'arbre est vraiment joli.
Bravo.
D'accord, ils lui ont tranché la tête et ils applaudissent tous. Le mec il en revient pas, il est complètement abasourdi.
I'm sorry.
Ok. J'aurais dû les excuser auprès de la demoiselle. Sa belle cravate rouge du Parti Socialiste. Allons voir qui est venu nous chercher. Il semblerait que ce soit Al Capone, j'allais dire Al Pacino, soit Al Capone, soit son fils Vittorio Capone. Je pense que c'est ça son nom.
If it wasn't for my habit of checking all possible exits when I walk into the lion's den, I'd be a dead man. If it wasn't for my habit of checking all possible exits when I walk into the lion's den, I'd be a dead man.
Il aurait autre chose d'intéressant à dire. Nous y sommes. J'ai peur. Allez, on y va.
You should be rotting in jail.
Bah voilà, c'est de nouveau notre ami qui 20 ans plus tard est toujours sur son piano.
You'll be surprised what a little good behavior can do for a person. You're not gonna ask me for my last words this time. I'm a lot closer to death
Bowling
than
club,
when I
ok.
last saw you. As are you.
The Dude.
Not close enough.
Close enough for who?
If you knew how often often I've dreamt of you dying, you'd never have called me.
Look, I didn't ask you here to find out who's got the snappiest comebacks. I want to hire you.
Il est sympa ton œil.
What?
I require your services as a detective.
Quoi? Que? Le mec veut m'engager? Méfiance.
What's your game? Who do you take me for?
Ils ont raté les gestes de
Look,
main
Ness, my granddaughter
de
Sophia
Lieutenant.
has been kidnapped. When what happened to my son, Vittorio, I put her in a boarding school. She was entered under a false surname, Colombo. Nobody knows who she is.
Nobody?
Only Milton, the man who brought you here. I trust him completely. 2 days ago, a guy turned up at the boarding school. He introduced himself as Guido Colombo, the girl's uncle, and her new legal guardian. He said her parents had just died in a tragic automobile accident. He produced all the relevant papers, driver's license, the custody document supposedly made out by the father, the death certificates. He explained away the fact that the girl didn't know him by saying he moved to Seattle before she was born.
Any clues?
Nah. Well, Sophia was wearing a blue dress with flowers that I personally ordered for her from Italy. She was also wearing white ballet shoes with daisies embroidered on them. As for the guy, the school principal said he was tall and slim, in his 50s. No particular accent. Black hair, no beard, no glasses. Well dressed. Could be anyone. But I know he was hired by one of my old associates. Someone wants to finish me once and for all. Maybe they want control of what's left of my organization. Maybe they hate my guts.
And I thought I was the only one who still hated you after 20 years. What else have you got?
I got this. And I got you.
Wow.
You don't have me. My place is at my diner. And your girl's not there.
Huh. So where should I be looking?
I'm not a cop anymore. Call the station.
The station? Are you serious? The cops are rotten to the core. I should know. I helped make them that way.
So why me?
20 years ago, I pushed you to the edge. I bought your friends and killed the ones who couldn't be bought. I got you so obsessed with me that your wife ended up leaving you. When you had nothing left, you walked into my house, shot my bodyguards, and pointed a gun at me. You could have killed me. But you chose to take it out on this piano. You're the only honest man I know.
I'll do it. Not for you. For her.
I knew I got the right guy.
But I want something in return.
As you can see, I'm not short of money. Ask. I won't haggle.
You confess to any crime you like and go back to jail. Forever.
That won't be difficult. Since I got out of jail yesterday, I've committed a few. I don't give a damn what happens to me, Ness. You just save Sophia. And you can start by investigating
Carlo Boccarini.
How did you know?
Biggest forger in Santa Esperanza. Wouldn't surprise me if Sophia's so-called uncle's papers were made by him. Besides, he's been cursing your name ever since we put you in jail.
Hey, I treated him like a son.
After you killed his parents.
They were selling booze without my permission. Wait, you know where to find him?
I have a good contact at the station. A girl. Rookie. Straight arrow. Reliable.
J'aime vraiment l'ambiance. C'est
You saying you trust her?
feu de cheminée,
You are
personnage en
such a
blanc.
chauvinist. Do you trust me?
Il y a juste un petit défaut que je trouve dans cette scène-là, c'est que les mecs, ils agitent les mains n'importe comment.
That's a spirit. Keep Milton informed at all times, huh? You hear me?
Techniquement, je peux affabler. Je veux dire...
I know you from somewhere.
Oui, au restaurant tout à l'heure. Je commandé une tarte aux myrtilles. C'est bon les myrtilles. Le caca, c'est délicieux.
You're not gonna ask me for my last
I'm never going to help you. Why me?
Mais que se passe-t-il?
I'm not a cowboy. I'll do it. Not for you. For her.
Pour elle.
This town has become a jungle.
This time has become a jungle. Not even the rats are safe.
Those who swore to protect us fight to
C'est
steal
sympa,
the
tout
last
ça.
scraps of dignity we have left. And those who should judge them prefer to squabble over their prey. But it wasn't always like this. The Santa Esperanza I was born in was a clean town. A place where it meant something to be a cop. Until he
Je
arrived.
dois m'en sortir hein, avec ce... Quoique... Dans les couilles.
He took everything I had, but in the end I sent him to hell.
Prendre un petit screenshot. Parce que cette scène est vraiment sympa.
Rebuilt my life. Got my feet back on the ground. But now he's back. And he's dragged me in.
Et je retombe dans mes vieux
I'm gonna need
travers.
help.
Mais j'ai changé. Et ma manette bug encore. Mais j'ai changé.
Ness,
Elliot, I found Carlo Boccarini.
I knew you would, Alice.
Write this down. 31 Wicker Avenue in Lakeview.
Thanks. Nice work.
Elliot, what do you want with him? He's got a hell of a file.
Right now, it's better you don't know, Alice.
What, are you protecting me?
I promised your father that I would.
I'm a cop, not a little girl.
Alice, I don't have much time. I'll let you know how it goes. Thanks.
Little girl.
Tomorrow's going to be a long, long day.
Ah, j'en profite pour boire mon café pendant qu'il boit son petit jus d'orange.
"31 Wicker Avenue. This is it.
You sure?
I'm sure.
At last. That stench of stale grease about you reminds me too much of my old job.
You worked as a waiter?
I was a chef, and not in any old kitchen. At the maximum security penitentiary on Gore Island.
Gore Island.
Can't think of a better way to do time. And how do you think I met Alphonse? Playing golf?
Alphonse.
On the subject of cooking, I know your blueberry pie had an extra something. I still don't know what.
Du sperme.
Alphonse.
So what now? You got a plan?
Take a look around, in case there's a rear exit. I'll take the main door.
My pleasure.
Pas besoin de courir comme ça. Hein.
The fact that a criminal like him can hang up his shingle in broad daylight says a lot about Santa Esperanza. Someone took out sections of the fence. Odd. Interesting taste. Been centuries since a gardener visited this house. Maybe Boccarini's business isn't going too well. The bell doesn't work. I guess Boccarini doesn't get many visitors. Boccarini? Carlo Boccarini?
Nothing of interest out back. Sorry. You better come see this, Mr. Ness.
What is it?
I don't know how to describe it.
L'horreur. Comme dirait Marlon Brando dans Apocalypse Now.
Is that our man?
L'horreur.
My God.
We have to find out who did this and why. Let's
Des
go.
gnocchis à la brochette.
You're the detective, Mr. Ness. Besides,
Des gnognos, des
Alphonse will want to
kikis.
see this. I'll be right back.
All right. I have to establish how Boccarini died. Maybe the body parts can shed some light on the
Je pense qu'il a
motive.
dû tomber sans faire exprès sur des pics. C'est l'accident bête. Moi je conclurai au suicide personnellement.
Holy Christ, what the hell are we up against?
C'est ça le suicide. Décidément, comme les parties de combat, il faut que tu utilises les deux gâchettes, c'est assez relou.
His eyes were pulled clean out of their sockets. Whoever did this,
C'est moi, ils
it
avaient
wasn't
utilisé
their
qu'une
first time.
gâchette, que ce soit pour viser.
And if they committed any other murders like this, it's likely
Lors
that
des
the
combats ou
police
maintenant.
found some of the bodies. I must remember to ask Alice. His teeth were all pulled out before he was killed. The buildup of blood inside his mouth speaks for itself.
C'est bien dégueulasse en tout cas. Je rêve où c'est
This isn't a cut, it's a tear. His hands
Arrache.
were ripped off. Who has that kind of strength?
Ses mains ont été arrachées. C'est possible ça d'arracher des mains à main nue? C'est quoi ça? Un verre, une bouteille?
Once he got stuck in there,
Le fond
looks
d'un
like the
verre.
bottom of a glass.
Waouh! Il manque un indice. Quel est donc cet indice?
last till Christmas, because he'd almost passed for a tree. There's no doubt the murderer took his time.
On se doute que ouais, il a pris son temps le mec. Sinon je suis bien les traces. Apparemment tout a
The
commencé
blood
par là.
comes from the other side of the corridor and ends next to the body. He was attacked in the other room and dragged to the hall.
Intéressant.
The evidence suggests that the events began in the lounge. How did
Tout à fait.
Boccherini encounter his murderer?
J'imagine que le verre provient de cette table.
Whatever crushed the table must have been really heavy, or maybe it was thrown extremely hard.
Cette petite musique, c'est vraiment sympathique.
A perfectly circular dint, as if someone had tried to hammer in a gigantic bolt, around 4 inches in diameter.
Certainement la grosse carotte dont on parlait tout à l'heure.
Fingernails scratched the wood. Blood ran like water.
La montre est même pas détachée, ce qui semble confirmer le fait qu'il a bien eu sa main arrachée. Elle va peut-être nous indiquer l'heure du
What kind
crime.
of person takes off a wristwatch without unfastening it? Or fastens the strap again after taking it off? Blood. Blood everywhere.
On est d'accord, ça confirme bien la thèse de l'arrachement des mains. Bon, j'y crois pas trop. Enfin, mec arrache des mains, je sais pas comment
This
il a
was
fait.
opened recently.
Je me demande si c'est possible.
Smells of whiskey. Glass on the floor
Je
indicates
marche
the
pas
window
partout
was
sur le
open from
verre.
outside.
Je fous mes empreintes dégueulasses partout. Le super enquêteur.
There's something under there.
Un gun.
How did it wind up under there?
La chambre est encore pleine. Ne s'est pas servi de son revolver.
Not one round fired. It must have happened fast.
La kitchen. Ça est censé être quoi ça? Des petits pois? Des haricots?
What is it with Italians and olives?
Des haricots rouges?
They lap those things up like caviar.
Des olives? Ouais, peut-être. Moi j'aurais dit soit des haricots rouges, soit ouais des péteux quoi, du cassoulet.
Like a true bachelor, he should have put these into soak. Hours of scraping to get them clean. Although at this stage I don't think Boccherini's too worried about that.
Non, je pense que ça va. Il s'en lave les mains.
4 glasses. 2
Aïe.
of water, 2 of wine.
T'es pas
I've
mal, ça,
always
il s'en
been a
lave les mains.
whiskey man, but I know a good wine when I see one.
« 1952. Ah, j'arrive pas à accéder à l'assiette, tiens. Bizarre. Ah, putain.
Leftover lasagna, and it looks good. Why is it that 2 out of 3 Italian gangsters are great cooks? I'll never understand what the deal is with them in cooking. The plates and the glasses leave no room for doubt. Boccherini had company for dinner.
C'est peut-être le même lien qui unit Hannibal et la bouffe. Hein. Et il manque un couteau.
One knife's missing, the biggest one. Shut from the inside.
C'est-à-dire qu'il y a quelqu'un à l'intérieur? Ou quelque chose?
Takes a strong man to tear that out, or several.
On peut pas monter.
Jammed shut from the inside. Maybe between the two of us when Milton gets back. If I'm not mistaken, this door opens onto the same room as the locked door in the kitchen.
Donc il y a quelqu'un à l'intérieur. Si elle est fermée de l'intérieur. Oh. Oh, ils ont même fait la gélatine.
Blood and some kind of sticky liquid.
J'imagine que ses yeux ont transité là-dedans.
This car looks too classy for a forger like Boccherini. Are there sufficient reasons to believe that when the murderer attacked Boccherini, there was someone else in the house? The first possibility to be ruled out is that the car belonged to Boccherini.
Genre ce serait lui qui se serait enfermé dans la pièce. Mort ou vif Ouais, mort ou vif.
Bingo. A man's cigarette case.
Un homme alors. Ah, elle est classe sa boîte.
One of the Boccherini clan?
Obi Johnson, O.J. Simpson, Obi. J'ai raté ma blague, je voulais faire Obi Simpson, mais ça marche pas quand on dit pas O.J. Ok, donc cette caisse appartient au témoin. Le témoin est soit mort ou vivant dans l'autre pièce, j'imagine. Comment il s'est fait niquer l'autre? Ça m'étonnerait que le témoin ait été relâché. Oh, comme c'est sympa. Une belle mise en scène. C'est dégueulasse. Il y a des trucs à chercher en plus. Ah d'accord, il y a un truc caché dans les mains. Ses yeux. Je vais pas vous mentir, ma manette déconne et le que le jeu m'aide pas forcément. Putain, allez! Comment galérer quoi? Fais apparaître le A, bordel! Sérieux? Ça c'est quand même mal foutu par contre. Oh la vache, c'est vraiment mal foutu. Je galère en fait à gérer les deux sticks. C'est vraiment un concept que je ne comprends pas ça. Utiliser les deux sticks. Voilà, moi ça. Ah non, c'est des dents.
Are these teeth from the body?
Il n'y a pas les yeux avec.
At least I know why his teeth were pulled out, more or less.
Elles sont carrément enfoncées quoi.
What is that? Looks like a ritual. What was Boccherini mixed up in?
Eh ben yank. Faut que je place des photos.
Dirty plates, glasses, and silverware from a dinner for two. A broken whiskey glass found in the dining room.
Ok, j'ai tout faux. Bon, mutilation.
Boccherini's teeth were all pulled out. The murderer tore Boccherini's hands off. Hands ripped off, teeth torn out. I guess I'll have to rule out criminal intent or a personal angle. Boccherini's eyes still haven't shown up. What if I look for whatever was used to remove them?
Les yeux. Je pense qu'on a tous compris que c'était la cuillère.
Blood and some kind of sticky liquid. The mixture of sticky liquid and blood can only mean one thing. The spoon was used to remove Boccherini's eyes. The mutilations and the disappearance of his eyes suggest two possible motives. Psychopathy or cultist fanaticism. Which is it? A sick altar
Les
of
mains.
human flesh.
Espèce d'hôtel, ouais.
Some kind of symbol drawn
Puis
in
la
blood.
bite là. La grosse bite sur le mur.
Although I don't know the origin of the symbol in the bathroom and the altar of flesh and teeth, I'd say the motive was some kind of occult religion. The big question is, who did it?
Un malade. Un monsieur pas gentil.
A car with Vermont plates.
Tom, tom.
The
Un
initials
étui à
OB on the
cigarette.
cigarette case.
Tom, tom.
1. It has Vermont plates. 2. It's too luxurious for a criminal of his standing.
3.
3. The initials on the cigarette case don't match his name. The next possibility that needs to be ruled out is that the car was stolen.
On est d'accord.
There should be evidence that there was someone else in the house.
Bah, c'est
Dirty
ça déjà.
plates, glasses, and silverware from a dinner for two. The dirty dishes and glasses prove that Boccherini ate lasagna with one other person. Was Boccherini's guest still in the house when the murderer showed up? A broken whiskey glass found in the dining room. What looks like the bottom of a broken glass buried in Boccherini's back. It seems clear that Boccherini and his guest were drinking when the murderer took them by surprise. The real question is, what happened to the witness? Did they escape? Did the murderer take them? Or are they still in the house?
Il est toujours dans la maison, il est toujours dans la maison, il est toujours dans la maison.
A door in the corridor jammed shut. It opens onto the same room as the locked door in the kitchen.
C'est sûr, il est dans la maison.
Locked from the inside. It opens onto the same room as the jam. One locked door
Merde,
could be
j'ai
a
appuyé trop
coincidence,
vite.
but two locked doors which open onto the same room can't be.
On est
Either I'm
d'accord.
completely wrong, or the witness is in that room. But I need Milton to open one of those doors.
Oh, tu peux la défoncer toi-même, fais pas style. Je te connais. Hein.
Pieces of glass from the window in the hall, found inside the house. The trail of blood from the dining room to the hall.
Ah.
A pistol, fully loaded. A broken table, scratched and covered in blood. The lamp, torn off its brackets and blocking the stairs. An open bottle of whiskey. I'd say Boccherini was drinking in the dining room when his assailant burst in through the window. Boccherini pulled his gun, but the murderer disarmed him before he could shoot. Where did the torture begin?
Ça se tient.
A blood-stained wristwatch with the glass broken and the strap fastened. A broken table, scratched and covered in blood. Two pools of blood, one on either side of the dining room table. The bloodstains show that the murderer began to torture Boccherini on the dining table itself. That was where his hands were torn off. As a result, his wristwatch fell to the ground. How did the body reach its current position? The trail of blood from the dining room to the hall. The lamp, torn off its brackets and blocking the stairs. Boccherini, already minus hands, was dragged into the hall, where the murderer used the brackets of the lamp to complete his macabre diorama.
C'était plutôt sympa cette phase de
Mr.
recherche.
Ness, can you open the door for me?
Je sais pas trop où il a rangé son gun, mais
It was open. Why did you ring?
I thought I should use the doorbell so I wouldn't startle you.
When I came in, I pressed the doorbell and it didn't work.
Well, in light of the facts, I deduced that it was your finger that wasn't working. So,
t'es
what
bizarre,
can you
toi.
tell me to restore my faith in you as a detective?
What is that?
Not a good start. It's a camera, so Alphonse can see all this.
All right. Follow me.
Dis-moi, mon vieil ami, tu serais pas assez fort pour arracher des mains
Boccherini had
à main
company
nue?
for dinner. Someone from Vermont with the initials OB. Someone whose
Parce que
social
t'as les mains
status was
sales,
a
hein.
lot higher,
Mhm.
but who was on the same side of the law. He
On mettrait
served
ma main à couper.
lasagna, and after clearing away the dishes, they opened a bottle of whiskey in the dining room. That was when the murderer burst in on them, coming through the window which he broke with his own body weight. Boccherini, or maybe his guest, pulled a gun, but it was a waste of time. The murderer was so fast he was disarmed before he could fire. He focused his attention on Boccherini, totally ignoring the guest, and lifted him up into the air. He then threw him against the dining room table so hard that one of the glasses of whiskey was embedded in Boccherini's back. He span around, clawing at the table, and immediately afterwards the murderer ripped off his hands. I have no idea how he did it, but all the evidence suggests he just pulled. Blood sprayed everywhere. The wristwatch fell to the ground. He dragged him through the corridor into the hall. He tore down the lamp, hung him from the brackets, and stabbed steel rods through his body. He skewered him on the iron bars, possibly taken from the fence outside, and pulled out his teeth one by one.
C'est Black qui a fait ça, je suis sûr.
Finally, he scooped out his eyes with a teaspoon. Boccherini must have been dead when the murderer went to the bathroom with his hands in his teeth. There, he arranged them to make an altar, weaving the fingers together and placing the teeth inside. Next, he painted something on the wall in blood, a symbol which I don't recognize, but which could have some kind of ritualistic significance. When he'd finished his artwork, he left. I don't know what he did with the eyes.
You're telling me that
Il les
someone
a
did all
gardés parce que
this
c'est le
armed
miroir
with
de
a
l'âme.
teaspoon?
More or less.
And you worked all this out on your own, just by looking?
More or less.
I don't know which of the two of you scares me more. Wait a second. What about the guest?
Right. Come with me.
J'en étais sûr qu'il était dans la pièce. Il doit être caché derrière la porte, une connerie de ce genre. C'est pour ça, t'aurais pu le faire avant.
Nothing.
Turns out Mr. Untouchable isn't infallible. But you
D'ailleurs,
were
il a dû
close.
se barrer par la fenêtre.
Congratulations.
This must be Boccherini's office. Let's take a quick look around.
All yours.
You're at a crime scene, and you sit down to read?
Titus Andronicus. One of the actors on the Hindenburg lent it to me. They're performing it soon. You couldn't ask for more appropriate reading material. Murder, mutilation, torture. Shakespeare's got it all.
We've lost the only lead we had to help us find Sophia Capone.
You think Boccherini's murder could be related?
Maybe. It's hard to say. Why'd you go to jail?
For murder, but...
You didn't do it, of course.
Of course I did it. But I didn't intend to.
Soit c'est des membres, soit c'est des billets. C'est généralement ce qu'on trouve dans les valises. Ou les attachés cage. Ah, apparemment c'est des billets.
Jesus, there's at least $1 million
$1
here.
million. Certainement
Boccherini's?
son argent de poche
I'd be surprised.
pour faire les faux
Probably his
papiers.
guests, and I doubt it was to pay Boccherini for his services. None of his forgeries are worth that much. Carlo, I have the goods for OB, but I have to take the children to school tomorrow and I can't make the meetup. Friday, same time, same place. It's signed NI.
These initials are getting to be a pain in the ass, right?
I have to take the kids to school tomorrow. I don't think this is some loving divorced daddy, Milton.
I take back what I just said.
The driver's license of one John Martinson and Osmond Burke. OB.
Do we know him?
The eldest son of the richest family in Vermont, convicted rapist. He was arrested thanks to the testimony of his father, who wound up disinheriting him. He escaped from prison last week. He broke into the family home and slit the throats of all his relatives one by one, opened the safe, and got away with a fortune.
They don't make jails like they used to. All starting to add
Le
up.
retour de
isn't
l'enfant
it?
prodigue. Wow. Ok, bon bah il était là le mec.
Milton!
C'est pas barré.
Milton!
You're doing fine on your own, Mr. Ness. I believe in you.
Ah merde. Wow, bizarre comment il enfonce son couteau lui.
All starting to
Ah,
add
j'ai
up,
raté une
isn't it?
touche. Moi, ça me surprend plus. Complètement malade le mec. Attends, s'il a pu subir face au Black.
Milton! Milton!
You're doing fine on your own, Mr. Ness. I believe in you.
Putain, mais arrête-le bordel. C'est quoi ce délire? Mais non, mais faut arrêter, j'avais la touche
All
enfoncée là.
starting to add up, isn't it?
Pas recommencer 15 fois non plus. Cette scène à la con.
Milton! Milton!
You're doing fine on your own, Mr. Ness. I believe in you.
Allez, un peu de... Ok, fallait le savoir. Ouais, prends une gifle, prends 2 gifles, prends 3 gifles gamin. T'apprendre ce que c'est que la vie. Allez, donne-moi un vrai coup de poing bordel. C'est quoi ça? On frappe pas les gens comme ça? Putain, mais... Pas trop tôt.
Get out of my way, I said! He's coming back!
Who's coming back?
Him! The monster!
The guy who killed Boccherini?
He was a monster! Oh, get your hands off me, Negro!
What
Negro.
was he like? Describe him for me.
Bah. La grosse patate.
He was a
Monster. Red and black.
His head reached the ceiling. He tore off his hands with his claws. It was a monster! A monster!
Should I hit him again?
Ouais.
Burke, shut up. You're Osmond Burke, right?
Yes.
Good. Now pay attention, Burke, because I have a question for you. Who is this money for?
Nikolai Ivankov.
Rings a bell.
One of Capone's right-hand men 20 years ago. What does this stuff about kids mean?
I don't know.
Calm down, Burke. You were going to meet up with him, right?
Yes, at the docks, berth 42, right next to where the alligator 3 is moored.
So what's the meetup time?
Tomorrow at noon. Tomorrow.
Tomorrow? No, it's going to be tonight. Don't get too comfortable. We'll be there in no time. The cops in Santa Esperanza aren't as straight as the cops in Vermont. Even so, I think they'll be delighted to see you at the station.
I'm afraid not, Mr. Ness. I have to take him to Alphonse.
Out of the question. I know his temper. He'll beat him to a pulp.
Listen, if the missing girl was your granddaughter, you wouldn't forgive me if I didn't let you see the only suspect who could lead us to her.
Okay.
Bon bah adieu, monsieur.
Shucks.
What?
I thought that bloodbath would cover up the smell of stale grease. I was wrong.
À la tombée de la nuit. Décidément, cette affaire nous emmène sur des pistes rouges et noires.
Elliot?
Ah, Delphine.
Oh, thank God you're here. The lights were off, so I thought that... I'm sorry. I got out of the hospital late, then I went to the station to pick up Jim's check, and when they told me... I'm scared.
Of what?
What are you drinking?
Je bois du
It's only
jus.
juice. Juice and nothing else.
Breathe on me.
Encore une casse-couille.
You heard me. I'm
Contente.
sorry. It hasn't been a good day.
What's happened?
Tu crois que c'était ma journée à moi?
No! You knew!
Knew
Je
about
savais
what?
quoi?
What's that gun doing there?
Elle est complètement folle cette femme.
I'd love to tell you, but I can't. It's better you don't get involved.
You know, don't you?
No, I don't know. And if you keep up the guessing games, I'll never know.
He's back.
Who?
Him.
The Joker.
I don't know why it still surprises me, but it's
He is
incredible
alive.
that you were such a good detective, and yet you've never been able to understand people. Capone got out of jail.
Where'd you hear that?
Chief Jenkins.
Chief Jenkins. The same guy who said he was going to clean up Santa Esperanza, right? In that case, you can rest assured Capone just put on his striped pajamas, and in 4 minutes' time, he'll be snoring in his cell.
Elliot, what if it's true?
Pas
If he's
de L à
out,
Elliot, normalement.
what's the first thing he's going to do? Who does he hate more than anyone?
If it's true he got free, which I doubt, the first people he'll want to take out are the ones who put him in jail, the members of the jury. And if my memory serves, there were a lot of them. It'll take him a long time to get to me.
Please, Elliot, don't joke. You're the only part of Jim's life that I have left. If you put yourself in danger,
Oh, c'est bizarre les genoux là.
I'm fine. Thanks.
Oh, il s'est passé un truc entre vous deux là. La cuisine.
My hand? I burnt it cooking. Fried eggs are the devil's work.
What's going on, Elliot? We're
Oh, la
closed.
démarche.
Can you wait outside for a couple of minutes, Milton?
On aurait dit la
Sure,
démarche des,
of course. Although, I'm sorry to say, but we're short on time.
des aristochats.
Elliot,
La façon dont il avançait. Je peux pas boire mon café, connasse.
I said a couple of minutes, Milton.
it's all right. Goodbye, Elliot. You can use that couple of minutes to teach this gentleman some manners.
Oh, elle a l'air brise-burne elle.
No, and it's none of your business.
Sorry to butt in. I've brought your rapist costume for the party.
Mon costume de violeur.
Seriously, you're not...
No, she's the wife of a friend who died in the line of duty, Jim Dockers.
Alphonse told me about him.
Your Alphonse killed him.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Mr. Ness. Although he's not the same man he was. Anyway, isn't the deal with marriage until death do us part?
It's not that simple. There are other factors. Dockers was my best friend. I couldn't do that to him, not even now he's dead.
Right. So you like her, but you don't have the nerve.
Oh yeah? What would you do?
Women have never been one of my priorities.
I'm sorry.
Des homos quoi.
Forget it. Shit. You screwed Alphonse good, didn't you?
I don't think he holds it against me, this far down the line. He's a new man now, right?
Surtout que c'est même pas Elliot
Did
qui
you
l'a eu à
enjoy
la
it?
base.
Yes. I think it was the happiest day of my life. That bastard deserved it.
Maybe it was. Because based on what I've seen, from that day on it went downhill. Did they find those kids?
No. How do I look?
Nice.
Like the invisible man in the movie. No one's gonna buy it.
Take it easy. Everything's going to work out fine.
On sait même pas pourquoi il a des bandages comme ça sur la gueule. C'est le mec qui lui a fait ça ou il avait ça avant? Personne n'a l'air surpris de voir que le gars a une bandage sur la gueule. Je trouve ça bizarre, mais enfin, j'arrête pas de me poser des questions dessus. Est-ce qu'il est défiguré en dessous? On sent que c'est pas un moteur de bouche, mais il y a quand même des jeux de lumière qui sont bien faits. Hein. Vraiment l'ambiance.
Everything's gonna work out fine, huh? You sure it's here?
Relax. It's just a little further.
Je suis en
Just
train de me
follow
beurrer la
me.
nouille là, tellement c'est classe.
This plan is suicidal. We're gonna die.
Probably, but I don't have anything better to do tonight.
And the lady at the diner?
I told you, Milton, I can't get involved.
The question isn't whether you can, it's whether she wants you to, my friend.
Milton, if you go on contradicting me, you're not going to get into your role. Don't forget, while we're here, you're supposed to be at my beck and call.
While we're here.
Hear that? Not bad.
A white boy who likes the blues. What's next? You gonna let the black man vote?
Tout à fait. Et les blancs apprécieront la musique de noir. L'île de Sainte-Hélène, vous parlez de Napoléon? Premier barrage.
Hey you, where do you think you're going?
I'm here to see your boss, so do your job.
What did you just say, you freak?
Well, we tried being polite.
Kick him in the balls, honey.
It'd be my
Kick it in the
pleasure,
balls.
Sweetie Chops.
Dakota.
Yeah, my pleasure, Miss Dakota.
Maybe you can kick me in the balls, but not him. I gelded him myself,
Je
like
lui
an
ai
ox.
coupé les roustons.
Can't imagine the kind of strength that gives. He could split your chest with a single headbutt.
And anyone else who gets in your way, Mr. Burke.
Ah, you got one of those uppity Negroes, I see.
If he's like that with me, think what he'd do with you.
What the fuck? Who the hell do you think you are?
What the fuck?
I'm Osmond Burke, and I have an appointment with your boss.
You're Burke. Why didn't you say so before? Come on in.
Connard. Retourne avec ta prostituée. Ta fille de joie. Le mec est dans un container, non?
What is that thing?
You really wanna know? Better off not asking.
What the fuck? Il y a des bêtes à l'intérieur? J'ai joué à Far Cry 1 il y a pas longtemps, c'est bon là, les trigènes, j'en ai plein le dos. C'est sympa le système de
It's supposed to be here.
trucs qui bloquent le chemin.
Looking for
Container qui bloque le
someone.
chemin, c'est cool.
We arranged to meet Nikolai Ivankov at berth 42, but it looks like the ship isn't moored here. Has she set sail?
It isn't moored? Maybe she's sunk to the bottom of the ocean.
Un sous-marin? Wow, la classe. Le sous-marin, c'est vraiment le dernier truc que méchant dans le film. Vraiment n'importe quel film quoi, c'est pas plus badass qu'un sous-marin. Un hélico, c'est de la merde. C'est de la merde. Un sous-marin. Mais par contre, il m'a le bizarre ce sous-marin. Ouais, il est bizarre le sous-marin. C'est excitant. Putain, il est énorme son bordel. Petit téléphone maison. Ah, je crois que c'est la fin. Ah non, ils ont mis qu'un N, qu'un L à Elliot. Il me semblait qu'il y en avait deux. Ah, c'est sympa ça. En tout cas, les voix sont... J'apprécie beaucoup les voix. Honnêtement, il n'y a que vraiment ce problème de double stick à utiliser qui me pose problème. Mais bon, je vais m'habituer, mais c'est vrai que c'est pas évident d'utiliser le double stick. Enfin, surtout pour moi, j'ai pas du tout l'habitude d'utiliser la manette. En tout cas, pas comme ça. Mais vraiment, niveau réalisation, direction artistique, mise en scène, c'est vraiment classe. À la limite, c'est dommage qu'ils aient pas eu un peu plus de moyens pour atteindre un niveau un peu plus perfectionniste au niveau des graphismes et tout. C'est vrai que ça aurait pu vraiment claquer quoi s'ils avaient eu les moyens. Mais vraiment, non, pour l'instant, il n'y a pas à se plaindre. L'histoire est assez intrigante. Ça me donne bien envie de continuer. En tout cas. Bon, bah, c'était sympa. Il n'y a plus qu'à attendre les prochains épisodes. Je sais pas vraiment comment. Ah, c'est pas fini. On va voir la fin de ce qu'on a eu au début. Oh là là, c'est trop glauque, trop malsain. Ah, ils sont plusieurs en plus. C'est une communauté.
You know that we punish children who behave badly, don't you? Yesterday it was Juliet who behaved badly. Do you remember?
Uh-huh.
Oh la vache.
Junior, so she would finish ahead of him in the morning race. Do you know what we did to her?
Mm-mm.
Don't worry. You'll find out soon enough. Which do you prefer? The doll or the plush toy?
Le petit ourson. Espèce de secte.
2 days ago, Mickey bit Tom so he could take his food. Do you know what we did with him?
Bruno says you killed him.
Bruno says many things.
Bruno.
Which do you prefer, blonde hair or brown?
J'aime bien les deux, mais j'ai un petit faible pour les blondes. Ça n'a rien à voir avec le jeu. Dans le contexte. C'est vraiment bizarre.
And today, you tried to escape. Do you know what the difference is?
No.
Juliet and Mickey hurt their friends so that we would not punish them. You tried to escape, but you did not harm your friends. On the contrary, you tried to help Bruno, putting your own life in danger. Very few children would do that. We are going to punish you. But in a different way than Juliet and Mickey. Bruno, on the other hand, did something very similar to them. He betrayed you to avoid being punished.
I'm sorry.
Which of these two drawings do you like best?
Oh la vache.
I'm sorry.
Wow. Wow. Ça me donne encore plus envie de voir les autres épisodes, putain. Ah, c'est exactement comme j'avais dit en fait, je trouvais que ça ressemblait à True Detective et ça ressemble à True Detective. Et je vais fermer ma gueule parce que la musique a l'air d'être vraiment bien. Donc on va finir l'épisode là-dessus. Sur la musique. En espérant que les autres épisodes arrivent assez rapidement. Je croise les doigts. Je croise les doigts. Allez. Salut.